Hi everybody and welcome to today's devotional. I'm Russ. As well as being a musician, I'm also a painter. I create a lot of abstract art and I think it gives a great outlet for me. It's very therapeutic. It helps me work things through, helps me get things out of my system, and I often find that my art means something to somebody else. They can see something in it. And you know, creating art is a risky business. That may surprise you when I say that, but what I mean by risk is when I put my paint on my canvas or my board, I'm committing something that's really quite permanent to that surface. I can make or break a painting with a single stroke or a single blob of colour which doesn't go with something else. And that set me thinking, are you a risk taker? Now I'm an introvert, but I don't really think that being an introvert or an extrovert comes into it when we talk about taking risks. And the kind of risks I'm talking about aren't the kind of risks where you're hanging off a building or you're walking on a tightrope across the Grand Canyon. I'm talking about stepping out in faith. I'm talking about maybe communicating what you believe with someone else to help them in their journey of life. A simple word, an action, a random act of kindness, something which communicates what you believe in your heart about Jesus Christ to someone else. And Paul puts it really well in his letter to Timothy, chapter 1 verse 7. I'm just going to read it from down here on my iPad. This is from the New Living Translation. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love and self-discipline. And you know, a lot of that comes into creating art as well. It takes a lot of restraint sometimes, knowing when to act, when to apply the right colour to the right part of the canvas. Sometimes I can just let myself go free and create something amazing. Another time I'm struggling to create something and I come against a block and nothing I do works. I think sometimes when we're sharing our faith, it's very much like that. Sometimes it'll feel so natural and we can just do it. Sometimes it feels like it's hard going. It may be a hard subject, it might be a hard person to share our faith with. Let me encourage you today to really take a step of faith in your walk with God every day and try to share your faith or even the goodness of God with somebody else. We shop at Tesco every Thursday, and I shared this with the staff team, this story the other week. There's a young Indian lady works there, and every Thursday morning she'd greet us in the big queue outside with such a smile on her face, and she was so pleasant. It actually made it really a pleasant experience for me to go shopping on a Thursday in these sort of stressful times. And the one Thursday morning I got talking to her inside, and she said, "Oh, today's my last day. I'm being made redundant." You know, and I said, I'm a Christian. I'll pray for you. And she said, "Oh, thank you. That would really mean a lot." She said, "I do believe in God." So I did. I prayed for her. I went back there probably 2 weeks later. I saw her again. Now, obviously, she was working, but she was in the store this time, sort of picking goods off the shelves. And I said, "You're still here?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "I pleaded with Tesco and they gave me a job. I said I had to work and they gave me a job. So I'm still in employment." Now that's awesome. I mean, it's an answer to prayer. It's a fantastic story. But it's also, I know that she was so encouraged by me sharing my faith with her, and it really lifted her in that moment. So guys, step out, take risks. Sometimes take your brush with your blob of colour on the end and just go for it, because it'll either work or it won't work. Our job is to share our faith. It's God's job to do the rest. So I hope that blesses you today, and have a great day.